Hey guys, welcome to the ranch. This is the end of the video, but we're gonna do a little bit of an intro here. This is the Quadivator 70-inch tandem disc. This thing is wicked cool. Picked it up last weekend on Marketplace. I guess I got it last weekend. I bought it a couple weeks ago. It's fantastic. I bought it for a number of jobs here on the farm, from fire breaks to gravel driveway reclamation, and not just maintenance, but reclamation, and some other road and trail maintenance and stuff. So welcome. This is a unit from about 2015. It's got all the bells and whistles, even though I had to do a little bit of MacGyvering myself because the previous owner sold the old quick kit with his old quad. So I've now wired in these little guys so I can just jump it to a battery and maneuver or actuate the electronic actuator, which is awesome. This thing has that raises and lowers the wheels. That's one major upgrade. Otherwise, you got to use the turnbuckle by hand, which is much less fun. So that raises and lowers the wheels. You can depth set that way if you want to have it just a certain, if you're only digging a couple inches, you can have the wheels basically set as like a skid shoes type thing. So it only goes so low. And then the other big upgrade is the weight kit. These guys add about 100 pounds. Overall, this thing is like 670 pounds thereabouts. It's awesome. It's truly awesome. So this video today, we'll go over me getting it, servicing it because it had some issues. It still has some issues. I still have a blown out tire here and we're missing a tire there, but that's a couple wheel bearings away and I've already got the wheels. So it's just the wheel bearings I bought didn't fit. So back to the store with the proper wheel bearings. Anyways, the Renegade is a champ. This thing pulls it like no business. They do recommend a 700cc quad or ATV to use this unit, but it's great for soil. It's great for gravel, as you will soon see. Hey guys, welcome to the ranch. Got a new project here. This is made by a company called Quadivator out of Manitoba, Canada. It's really cool. Made in Canada. ATV pull behind discer. It's a dual discer. This is kind of their Mac Daddy unit. It's got the hydraulic actuator on it and the weight kit. So this thing popped up on Marketplace. I had a great time. I have been looking at these for about a year and a half now, and either too far away or they're too expensive or they're not the right model or they sell really fast. So this one, we got to fix her up. A couple little things. After I made the deal, the guy's like, oh yeah, by the way, two wheel bearings are bad. So that's definitely the case because he gave me a wheel bearing that looks like this. So not much of a wheel bearing. Anyways, there's a couple grease zerks broken off too. So not overly inspiring for having maintained this unit, but you know what? We're missing two grease zerks, one here, so I'll just double check that it's not like broken off. I'll have to drill it out, thread it out, whatever. We'll grease her all up, get her pressure washed, and get her looking new. He also forgot the actual little manual switch, so we'll wire it up with a nice little clip or something so I can just hot swap when I pull this. My main reason for wanting this is trifold. The driveway, I could just get like some drag carrows or something. One day I'd love to have a skid steer or a vent track with the power rake because that'd be awesome. But this gets all full of stuff. I could spray it. I will probably spray it this year, but that way I can do a light disking. That'll help. And then it sounds like my dad's got an old pair of Diamond Harrows that I can take a chunk of and I'll drag it out, level it out a bit more. Also, we live next to train tracks, and these trains in 24 hours, so yesterday afternoon and the afternoon before that, they started 2 damn brush fires. One was just a mile down that way, burnt 25 acres, which is good because it's neglected valley land. I'm working on our chunk, starting to clean up the underbrush and whatnot, but usually the way the wind works down this, it blows towards me and it blows southwest, and that's north. So it basically blows off the tracks right over here. So I want that to reestablish the previous farmer. He had a big cultivator and stuff, or a big tiller. He would do a nice fire break. That's not enough of the fire break, and as soon as he didn't spray it, popped up with weeds. So I'll hit that. I'll probably make it 10 feet wide. So there's something just close by the house here. That's a nice little break. And I've got there's a little gravel path that goes up on that side of the big berm here, and that's in pretty rough shape. So this way I can disc up that road too. And then with harrows, whatever, I can get her leveled out a bit better. It'll help with some other trail making stuff too. Some spots where trails are a little banked funny or just deer trails. I think I can adjust these too. So If you've just got them, this front area, it'll pile the soil in. So I could probably do that to fill in some deer trails too, maybe, where they've really worn it down and it's kind of like dangerous to drive quads. So anyways, that's the plan. Let's start fixing her up. We'll grease it. Well, first I'm going to play with these little Zerks, because I do have a pile of Zerks in here somewhere. Getting a tool chest, I think, right away here this morning as well. Just don't want to get a marketplace find and get things actually organized, because this thing was a nightmare when we moved here. Slowly been cleaning out junk, but got more to go, like this old welder and stuff. But yeah, got a hydraulic press, so we'll do the barrel, we'll do the wheel bearings in house. Yeah, should be fun time. Check the tires for air, everything else. So that's the project. See how this thing goes. All right, just hit this guy a little compressed air, and I already saw it move, so this should come out pretty easy. Oh yeah, it's turning out. Cool. So this one just snapped off. I'll have to just coax it out. This one down here seems to be completely just, I think it just turned out. It's completely out of there. So that should be a little easier as long as it's not stripped. Cool. Oh yeah, this Torx bit is working great. I don't know what size this is, but it's pulling it out real nice. There we go. T20 for these little Zerks. Focus. We got her out. All right, I think I found a pretty close match. See if she threads in. Success. We'll give them all a bit of a snug, and you do want to clean off the tips, ideally, especially if they're pretty dirty, just so you don't force crap into the bearings. Just grab one more of these little guys. Straight M6x1. Good, that one wasn't stripped out either. Nice. There we go. Give them a little snug, and then we'll grease them all up. How cute is that? Look at this little 7 mil guy. Nice. Not too much. You don't want to strip them off in there. And this one's got a little old thing on it. Just useless. Let's get that off of there. All right, we got her on the ground. Nice, yeah, taking grease good there. Probably a little bit much. Makita auto greaser is pretty slick. I got the lock and lube deal on there, which is awesome. Okay. All right, let's pull her out. I still gotta do the wheel bearings, but she's all greased up. In behind, so it's out of the way for now. So I gotta deal with the rest of the front of the shop before I can get those wheels dealt with. All right, we're working on the tires. I picked up a couple tires from Princess Auto, which is awesome. Tires and wheel bearings. This is the center sleeve that I need to keep. So I need to pull this nut off. Basically double check everything's gonna fit as it's supposed to. Probably take this with me. I'm gonna throw some extra grease in the wheel bearings, because typically Chinese wheel bearings don't have a lot of grease in them, so I'm gonna put some extra in. And that's how we're doing it right now. I got an ATV stand and a bottle jack getting this thing up. So we're going to put a whole new wheel on there. I got 2 new wheels. This one's also blown out, so we're just gonna swap it. So yeah, if it all works out good, we're gonna make a run with this thing. Ready to use the drag harrow on the big red, which is awesome. But I have to go back and forth 100 times to do what I want to do. So we're going to get this guy going. Also, some of these guys are a little loose. That one's not bad. Some of these are the loose ones. A little loose. So we're going to tighten those up as well. Alrighty, these are the wheel bearings. I've confirmed the spacer fits. These wheel bearings fit on the old axles, for lack of a better word. Lightly going to tap this guy in. Nice. Beauty. I did pack a little bit of extra grease in there. Unfortunately, cheap frickin' bearings. And even with the little pointy needle guy, which I have here, I can't get behind there. So I put some on the surface and just kind of packed it in with my thumb. And that's what we did. And this is the OG sleeve, which will slide in there. And, that doesn't work so hot. Oh, we will proceed without the sleeves, I guess. Throw caution to the wind. Tap this guy in. I'm only out $50 per wheel and set of wheel bearings, so not a huge deal. And it appears to be an omnidirectional tire, so it doesn't matter which way it goes. So, all right. All right, let's clean off this little shaft here first. All right, so that resulted in failure. These don't fit on that. So I pulled off the nut on the blown tire that I need to replace anyways, and I got a bearing. And I now see the bearing that fits. It fits inside the wheels I bought. The wheels I bought are good. The wheel bearings I bought are bad. This is a traditional sealed bearing, so I can actually open this up and service it. It's a little crusty, but at least I can get in there and see. So I also now have something I can take into town and try and find a replacement for. Or I can go right to Quadivator and order the parts, but I kind of want to get this fixed ASAP. So we'll see how fast they are and how fast I am, I guess. So next step is to find more of these. I need at least 2, maybe 4. All right, I gently use that pick tool to pop the seal off. Let's see if we can service this guy. All right, I got that nicely repacked with some good fresh grease. I stuck a little needle in between every single ball bearing and gave her a little squirt. So then packed her in, and let's pop that seal back on. It does feel way better. The old grease was pretty much dried up. It was pretty crusty in there. There we go. That's the first time I've ever done that. All right, I'm impatient. I want to use this thing because it's Sunday afternoon and the quad had a breakdown with the blade carrier. Rammy uses shitty bolts apparently. And I rigged up these little guys. I just picked up at a garage sale this morning. So pretty excited. Heck yeah, boy. It's all it takes. Except this thing, so I got to figure that out. And if you want to reverse it, well, just reverse it. Frick yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so I can raise the wheels up enough that they're not in the way, and then due to that, I can drag the yard a little bit, and we'll see how this thing works. Let's do it. Hoorah! Wheels are top dead center. We're hooked up. Switched to 4x4 on the way up, but we dragged it all the way up the hill. This is the really rough road that I'm hoping to tame. Oh, we high temped out, okay. That was a little hard on it, I guess, running up the hill here in 4x4. This thing weighs 600 pounds, so actually, leave the fan on for a little bit. This is a heavy unit. This is a very heavy unit. And I'm sure it's meant for soil, but we bought it largely for, well, I need to take back control of my gravel. So the whole area in there should be gravel. So, I want to maintain it. And this road is always super rough going up here. So I want to go back and forth a number of times. And just this is going to tilt the top layer. And what that's going to do is that's going to make it so I can get a little bit more level. Then I come up here with the drag harrow, drag it out, smooth it out, and it'll be more smooth. Because it's really cattywampus. There's a whole bunch of the quad trails as well that are also just really rough and really uneven. And now I need that railway crossing because I definitely can't get that thing over the tracks without some serious MacGyvering. So I'll need the railway crossing proper to go over there and start taming some of those things. But in the meantime, I have plenty of stuff on the home front to work on. So it's doing a pretty amazing job, to be honest. It's really ripping up all that grass. I'm not surprised the quad overheated. It sucks. I need to maybe look at a rad relocate or something for that thing, heavy duty fan, something. Because between the brush hogging and this, it's hard on it. It's definitely hard on it. But man, look, yeah, it's ripping up that sod real good. I've only been through this area probably twice, about a double wide. So I've probably gone back and forth 4 times now. So yeah, this is probably 2 passes and it's just about shredded this. So that's awesome. I do want to shred it. There's all good gravel under here. We just brought in 2 summers ago. I probably need another 2 or 3 loads because I want to do that area as well behind that barn. I want to erect some type of structure down there, maybe like a tent structure or something to just have storage behind there. I want to do gravel in front of it and I want to reclaim this. So a few more trampoline frames that we forgot were still here that have to go to the new shop. Wow, this tarp, let me tell you that the trampoline stuff that we make out of vinyl, it's meant to last outdoors for 10 years, not 2 years before shredding. Good Lord. Use some of our alpha frames. Backyard Super Tramps, pretty cool. Yeah, bunch of just miscellaneous pallets. I'm getting an incinerator here next week. So I'll start using pallets for the base fire and then just throw random garbage on top. Yeah, this is awesome. You know what? I'm pulling implements. I'm starting to feel like a farmer, like a millennial farmer, but a farmer. It's pretty freaking cool. And this is really taking this back. I'm gonna do a few more passes and then I'll close the video. I won't go up and down the road anymore because I'll save that for another video. But I'll come and do some more of this. Reclaim at least back to the landscape fabric. And that should be good. Frick, I'm excited. This is awesome. This is exactly what I hoped the thing would do. I'm pumped. And then I also have a fire break to make or to reestablish. The previous owner, he had a big 5 Series John Deere tractor, the rototiller. He'd maintain a fire break. I think I've mentioned before the train, which just derailed this afternoon. Frickin' train. I wish they would just get rid of this damn track. They've done 3 derailments here in under 10 years, just in like a 5-mile stretch, 3-mile stretch. And they start numerous brush fires off the track in this little valley segment every year as well. There's already been 2 this year. Freaking unbelievable. So anyways, I'm doing a fire break. I'll reestablish this, but I'll make it bigger just because a 5-foot fire break or a 6-foot fire, whatever his old rototiller was, that's not enough. So I'll probably try and do at least double that, 10, 12 feet with this guy. And yeah, should be good. That's another project over there. That's the an old pig barn in the front, which is collapsed. It's done. In the back though, it's a little dip in the valley. It's actually 14 foot clear to the bottom of those rafters. Really cool. I got the Hutterites here going to come out and re-tin the roof, strip it, fix it. The trusses, believe it or not, are still for the most part good. Got to strap it 2x4s, tin it. Pretty excited for that. Gonna save it. It's gonna be a 30 by 50 cold storage equipment shed. Pretty excited. I'm gonna save it for about 10 grand. That's gonna be awesome. Rocks. Ah, damn rocks. All right, well, let's get back at her. Yeah, did a couple more, or probably 3-4 more rounds. I didn't give it that much time to cool down. Overheated again. Man, it's doing awesome though. Look at that, it's chewing this up. This is awesome. This is awesome. Chewing this up. Frick, I am bloody excited. Did a beautiful job back there. Some of the stuff, like I'm gonna need to be in 4-wheel drive pretty quick, and I'm grateful for those big wheels. They make a huge difference. Frick, it's awesome. It's like, look how much it cleans this up. I'll have a nice established, crisp driveway line again. I am stoked, huh, Turbo? Yeah, buddy. It just rips all this stuff right up. Frick, that's awesome. That is awesome. What a unit. They do say you should have at least a 700cc quad or UTV. I got an 800, and it's got some extra good clutching in it as well. With these big wheels, you definitely need the traction. Again, it's touch and go. Like in some of the spots where it's gone 4 times now and it's in like nice fresh gravel, it's sinking down. So borderline 4-wheel drive. But man, what a unit. Super impressed, love it. I'm grateful that I made the purchase. $2,500 well spent. We'll get her all finished up and touched up. I gotta let probably the saw die now a little bit. It'll die and it'll deteriorate. We'll go over it some more, and then I'm gonna get my drag harrow set up with the big red, the double drag harrow set up with a crossbar, and the chain mail or the chain link fence would be pretty sweet. And then I gotta do this, fix that back road back there, and cut my fire break in. And that'll be the main jobs for this unit for the year. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in on Wild Valley Ranch. This is a Gen 1. I took over for people that were here since the late 40s. So pretty stoked. I love being out here. This is my dream. We're going to have bison eventually. And yeah, that's the spiel. The ranch life is the life. Look at the beautiful job this did. I'm going to go reward myself with the ride on the TRX 700. Look at this. It's like a cloud. Oh yeah, that's 10 times what the poor Harrow did. But I am going to come back and I'll fire that up. I'll run a few rounds around just to smooth things out a little bit. I'll see what kind of effect that thing has after I've gone through and disc it. I probably went through here 5-6 times. I could go more. It's just the Rescue Renegade or the Recovery Renegade. The Renegade just likes to overheat. But anyways, that's the plan for now. I might take you for a little bit of that, but otherwise. Look at this. Man, this is so much better. Look at that. Just pillowy. Wow. 9-day difference. Pond I still need to fix because it doesn't hold water, but that'll be another year's task. Lots to do out here in the valley. Lots of cleanup in that brush line. But the big swisher really helps with the grass. I haven't really done too much out here, but a little bit, and it's already making a big difference. So right down there's a cattle creep, which is like an old funky sized and large culvert that runs underneath the tracks so the cows can get under there, or eventually bison, which we're gonna do here. You can see my trail that goes down there. So right now we're on the east side of the bottom 60. You know, they talk about the back 40. Well, I got 60 acres back on this section that are all in the valley. The rail basically perfectly divides off 20 acres on the east side. There's a central 20 acres, and then the river basically divides off another 20 acres on that side. So that's kind of fun. But you can see a lot of my trails. Down there. We're slowly gonna take back with the Renegade and the Rammy Brushmower, which had some major problems today. We're gonna take a lot of that back, reclaim a lot of that just overgrown brush, and make a ton of fun quad trails, walking trails, dirt bike trails, whatever. It's gonna be great. Again, one day the dream is to have a vent track. A vent track would be perfect for out here with a bunch of attachments, but anyways, that's that. And then I'm planning a future railway crossing, because the unique nature of our land and the way the rail bisects it and cuts off a bunch of it, we're actually entitled, I hate using that word, but we are entitled from the rail line for a crossing, a private crossing, and I'm hoping to do it right in around there. There's a nice little spot right into that landing over there. Good spot over here too. So that's the plan. That might happen this fall, it might happen next spring, we'll see. But I did all the research. I think the paperwork's pretty much done at this point. It's just a matter of them planning it. So looking forward to that, because I will need that to get a vent track over, to get the discer over. Some things can cross the tracks. Not saying that I cross the tracks, but lots of things can't. This thing could do it. It wouldn't like it though. It's got a lot of clearance with an independent rear suspension, which is one reason why I love these IRS quads so much from the late 2000s. Anyways, well, now we're on the top rim here. It's a bunch of farmland. Hutterites just rolled through here and seeded this for us. Like yesterday they were here. It's pretty cool. They're super efficient when they come. Yeah, this is home. We love it. We're gonna be here for a long time. And eventually there's gonna be bison running all through here. That is the goal. So, be about a 1,000-acre bison ranch. That's what we're pushing for. Anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna sign off here. Thanks a ton for your viewership. Please subscribe, send your friends. I'm just a one-off dude trying to make a go of it here. First generation, just the country living. That's what it is. The ranch life is the life.